Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki, here to do a Clean With Me, the beach edition. I hope you will enjoy, so let's get started. So my family and I, which consisted of children and pets and teenagers and older folks and younger folks, we all got together to go to a beach house. And you know, when you combine several households in one space, it can get crazy. So I had the opportunity, a few minutes, to kind of put things in order when we first got there, because everyone kind of hit the beach in different places, but it was beginning to already look like a frat house. So I wanted to jump on it and kind of create mini systems just to get us through the week. Not that anything was perfect, but just so it did not look like a total disaster, because I totally saw it coming. So the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to start with making sure that I picked up around the space so that it would encourage everybody else to pick up, but then also just kind of sort items so that everyone knew where to go to get what. And so that would keep it, fairly easy. So I started with my area, which is the coffee area, and this immediately needed some help. But before I got started, I wanted to fix myself a cup of coffee so that I had some momentum to get through this little mini Clean With Me. So basically, when you have different families coming in, everybody's bringing what they love and, just kind of throwing it out. And so what I did was I basically picked up all of the trash, such as empty bottles and boxes and things like that, to clear it out of the way. And I always love doing that with cleaning. And then looking at the space and seeing how I can put things out of the way, keep things off of the counter is my main objective. So I placed the water bottles in this kind of wine cozy here, which was perfect because everyone could easily get to it to make their coffee or if they wanted to grab a water, and it did not clutter the counter. So that was the neat thing about it, and we had easy access to it. I also bought some of my iDesign bins up to transport some of our food items, and then I reused them when I got there for things like the creamer, because it makes it easy for everybody when they want a cup of coffee to just grab it. It keeps down from the clutter of having the boxes everywhere, and it really establishes a little system because we were going to be here all week long. Then, of course, making sure I gave the area a nice wipe down. And also, when you go to different, like a hotel or you're going to an Airbnb, you want to kind of take your disinfectants and kind of wipe it down before you start living in the space, just to keep things sanitary. And you don't know who was there before you. And so I wanted to give the area a nice wipe down and just make sure that we had a clean space to really enjoy ourselves in. And this is a nice little code because it breaks up the area from the kitchen so that when people want coffee, everybody's not kind of running to the kitchen in the morning. And so everything now is very minimized in this little coffee beverage area. I took a bowl from the cabinet to put sugars in, and I just basically set the items out that everyone loved and that they could easily get to and actually see where to put things back. And then I bought some biscotti, and so I kept them in this little container, easy to transport, but then I could leave it out because it has the lid and everyone can just get what they need. And then when it's time to go at the end of the week, it's easy just to pack up and take back home with me if anything is left. I also put out a little opener, set it there to the side so it was easy to get to. And now this space is minimized, decluttered, and ready to have a lot of fun. Now for the pantry. And the pantry was a disaster because, again, we had 3 different households with, like I said, pets, children, teenagers, all kind, just everyone. And so everybody just came in and kind of threw their things in, and it was just a disaster immediately. So I wanted to make it more of a unified space so that everyone could get to their things, but it wasn't just a disaster because we did share a lot of items, and everybody was open to anything. So I wanted the top shelf here to be for those essentials like paper towels and water, those things that everybody is going to come to and grab, our cleaning supplies and things like that. Because also, the Airbnb had things already in here, so I didn't want to disturb their things also, but I did want to put our things to the front so that we could get to it. I then also wanted to stack snacks, and rolling up a shopping bag is a great way to create your own temporary organizer when you're going on vacation and you have kind of a rental, and it's a great way to kind of make a little storage item so that you can put snacks and things in and then roll it up when it's time to go and just go, so it keeps things simple there. So not that it's the most beautiful pantry in the world, but for our vacation this will function nicely. Everybody can get to what they need and it doesn't look like a total disaster. So now moving into the kitchen area, and I wanted to, again, declutter. Everyone basically came in and kind of just threw everything on the counter. And so what I did was I removed these items from the actual counter and put them in the pantry if that's where they belong. I also went into the cabinet and found this little baking dish and used it as our fruit bowl. Of course, as I got in, I figured I need the bigger one, so I switched it out. But it keeps things looking streamlined instead of having a plastic bucket on the counter for a week. This just makes it more inviting and simple, and it was just a quick thing to do. So when you go to your rentals, look in the cabinet, see what they have that you can kind of use to store some of your food items to make things more just kind of homey. And so that also clears out the area so that it doesn't look so cluttered. And then someone had their trough full of wine, so I didn't want to disturb that, so I'm just going to slide that back on the counter and let that be so they can have their fun. Along with, I have some of the items that actually belong to the house that were just kind of sitting out, and I put those back into the cabinets, along with putting the kettle on the stove and just removing things. A lot of things were just kind of out that had a space to go to, and it's just about keeping the counter clean, especially with a lot of people. When you have a lot of people staying in one space together and they come from different households, the disaster is bound to come. So you want to always keep things as minimal as possible. So now that that's done, I wanted to go by the sink area and put a little bowl out, which I grabbed from the cabinet, so that we can house all of those kind of sink cleaning items. Instead of this just having them sit out, this keeps it more in one area, and it helps the space really look minimized, and helps everyone to kind of just, it's more apt to throw things back in there, and it just helps keep the space looking more organized during the week. So now that the kitchen is pretty much done, and I'm just gonna put out a fresh clean towel, I want to hit that bar area, because that's an area where it is a drop zone for many. And I know in your homes too, this can be a drop zone for many. So anything that was duplicates, I put back, because we had an opener, at the beverage center. Sometimes people just drop all of their things. A lot of people drop all of their things. So I'm just kind of picking up and taking everything to everyone's room where it belongs, or, if they had it in the living room. I created our little tech station for all us techies, like my brother and Mike and all of us that love our laptops, have it there. Still enjoying that cup of coffee and moving away from the area, all the coffee cups and things that were just kind of thrown out, so keeping it minimized. Along with, we had this little table here where we had snacks, and again, I bought the little organizers up so that we had a place to house them through the week, and it also helped me be able to transport them up to the beach house. And so I wanted to just kind of clean it up and sort the different snacks so that it was a place that everyone could come and just grab and go. So that's the fun thing about having a little area. And when you go on vacation with your family, it's always nice to create the little zones so that you can have those little fun areas, such as a snack area, like the coffee area, a game area, so that everyone can just have a bunch of fun. And now I have to stay away from this temptation spot of the snack area. I really do. But, being on vacation, I really didn't. But now it's about going to the table and just, again, all the glasses that everyone sits out. And that's just going to be the normal vacation. People are just going to leave their glasses out. But at least if someone just goes through and picks up every now and then, it really keeps the space looking neat. Of course, this is all of my stuff that I just dumped. So, I'm not one to talk. I need to pick up my things. But again, leaving games out, leaving the binoculars out, things so that we can have a great time, but then putting away the things that kind of create visual clutter. And then I wanted to clear out this space, because this is a space where it was such a beautiful view, and I didn't want a lot of clutter in the space so that we really could enjoy the experience. And so a lot of things were just kind of sitting out, so I'm just kind of basically decluttering that. And as people kind of sit their things out, just kind of moving them not out of the space, but just kind of making them neater, because it's not about moving things out of the space because we want to enjoy the space, but just keeping it in neat and orderly. And of course, making sure Bentley and Albert had their toy section and their things taken care of, and then moving all outdoor things such as chairs and beach bags and stuff where they belong on the outer portion of the beach house. So now that the area is open, everyone can enjoy it and they can still get to their things. Now moving outside, and as you can see, Mike, Bentley, and Albert are kind of sitting there relaxing and chilling while everybody else is out and about. But I wanted to get out here and just kind of straighten up a little bit also. Again, I didn't have a lot of time, so this was definitely a speed clean situation. And, everybody's kind of picking shells and things like that. So I wanted to leave those out. The kids love that. And, leave it out on the table. It's the decor for the day. I don't feel like this really provided clutter. I think it was a part of just the fun, but and I enjoyed actually going through and seeing what they had collected. But all of those water bottles and clutter, definitely I went through and picked up and just kind of put the cheers in. And what was nice is because if everybody picks up and does a little bit, you know, it just makes it nice for everyone. You know, once we use the grill, just I throw the cover back on because, you know, this is a rental and I want to take care of people's homes, along with just making sure the chairs are in order so no one trips, along with shoes, because of course at a beach house shoes will be everywhere. So before, it was just a little bit of clutter all over the place, and I just wanted it to be nice, taking a few minutes to kind of just clean, implement mini systems, nothing major, but just mini systems, and making it so that everyone can really save time by getting to what they want and not having a lot of clutter around or feeling like we're living in a frat house for the week. So took all of a few minutes to do, not long, friends, and now it's time to sit back and enjoy the beach. So I hope you have enjoyed kind of coming with me on this quick, clean beach house journey. Friends, I also want to remind you about the Get Organized HQ Summit, where you'll have 40 experts, including myself as one of the speakers. It's coming up soon. So many of you have signed up. I've been so excited to see you sign up. But if you have those stresses in your life and you're trying to just figure things out, or you want to see new ways to do things, this is a great opportunity. It is free, so you definitely want to sign up. I'll put the link in the description box below. I hope you all are doing great. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.